Hello, cosmic beings. Welcome to Being Cosmic. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that each and every one of you are here. So, today we are going to talk about synchronicities, and we're going to go through what they are, how they can help, and some examples of different synchronicities. So, to kind of first talk about this, there's Okay, so we're going to talk about coincidences first. Now, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason. And so when you are looking at it from that perspective, it opens you up to start being able to speak the language of the universe more easily and fluently. So basically, what synchronicities are they are confirmation for you that you are in alignment, that something is in your highest good, that it's divinely guided, things of that nature. So, mm, examples, we'll go for examples and then we'll talk about kind of how you can use them and kind of build a relationship with them and how they can help you. So, some examples of synchronicities would be number synchronicities. That's very, very common. And with that, you can also, when you see a number synchronicity, 1111, 111, 222, 333, 444, 555, 1234, mirroring numbers. That's another one. So, like 1221. Um, there's a lot of energetics in numbers and then in that pattern of the numbers. And so you can look those up and on Google or whatever, and you will be given I I mean there's lots of websites and stuff, and then now with the whole AI thing, there'll be like AI generated stuff too. And so you can start to build a relationship with those specific numbers, and then that way when you're kind of asking the universe, like, is this in my highest good? And then you look over and you see a number synchronicity on a license plate. Then you're like, oh, okay. Or it can be like a little reminder of, oh, be mindful of your energy, be mindful of your thoughts right now. It's just kind of ways for the universe, the divine, whatever you want to term it, to get your attention. Like, hey, remember you're a powerful conscious creator, and you know, keep keep it high vibing. Or, like 555 is normally very indicative of a big change. And so if you start seeing 555 everywhere, you're like, okay, but there's a big change coming. Um, so number synchronicities are a big one. Another one is animal synchronicities. And so that one is, each animal has different like properties, I guess we could say, symbolism. There we go. Um, with that, once you again, this is all it's kind of like learning a new language almost. And so it's once you start learning a language, then you can just be more fluent in it, I guess. So once you have like an understanding of, as an example, an owl, for instance. An owl can be, look at things from a different perspective. There's look at things, like there might be a hidden meaning to something. Look a little deeper, that kind of thing. Um, then when you see an owl or you hear an owl, then that's kind of the message of like, oh, okay, there's something more to this. Look a little bit deeper. And of course there's so many different like symbols and symbolism. There's so much different symbolism with each animal. And so that's where when you really build your own relationship with them, then the universe can start using that as a way to help guide you. Um or your higher self, God, whatever you want to term it. Um Another one is if you are thinking about something and you're like, I don't know if I should do this or if I shouldn't do this, and then all of a sudden you overhear a conversation with two different people at a store and they're talking about the same thing that you're like wondering about. That's another synchronicity. Or somebody comes up and sparks, for instance, here's okay. I just heard an example. So I made jewelry. I still do, but I was wondering if I should look at selling it because up until that point I had been doing it like for fun. And I had been, getting kind of a little bit of nudge of like, yeah, I should maybe look at selling this. And then I would wear like my earrings that I made. And I was wondering, should I sell it? Should I not? And then all of a sudden, everywhere I went, people were like, I love your earrings. Where can I get some? I love them. You made those? Oh my gosh. Do you sell them? And so it was kind of the universe like, yeah, maybe look into selling them. That's kind of an example of how this can work. And so once you start to open yourself up for this communication and then you start building a relationship with your individual signs and synchronicities, it will help guide you on your journey. And another one is obviously symbols. And so sacred geometry, big one. Spirals, like for me, spirals, like I have a thing with spirals. And so, obviously like symbols. But it can be pretty much anything. And once you open yourself up to the idea that there are no coincidences, that is when you can really start to go, wait a minute. One time might be a coincidence, right? But like two times, three times, five times, you're getting nudged. You're getting some symbols and some synchronicities. Um, I also, a quick side note, I also have a three times rule, we could say. Um, if I hear something once, it's kind of like oh, okay. Hmm. If I hear it again, it registers and it's like, oh, maybe I should look into that. If I hear it a third time, then that for me is confirmation, like this is definitely something that I should look into or pursue or something of that nature. And so these are just kinds of things that once you really start opening yourself up and building a relationship with these different synchronicities, they can really, really help just confirm that, this is in your highest good. And then there's also synchronicities of, what we would term like negative. And sometimes those start to come up as signs of like, okay, this thing has, run its course, right? So I experienced this big time when I was living in a certain house, and then like all I was getting the nudge of like I should probably move, and then all of a sudden like things started breaking and like just weird stuff was going on, and that was the universe like, yeah, it's time. It's time to move, and you're being called to go somewhere else and experience different things, basically. And so that's another way, once you really start to open yourself up to it, it just helps. It really helps to have those signs and synchronicities and to get that confirmation. Another big, big part of this that I would really recommend is to start like a journal. You can even have like a synchronicity journal where you write down like, oh, today on my walk, I saw a deer. And, when I looked up the deer meaning, this was the main thing that resonated. Or when I opened up to, because you can kind of like open yourself up to animals and just be like, okay, what's the message? And then the first thing you kind of think about or hear or, you know, yeah, it's kind of like that first thing of, oh, okay, that's what this is about. And then you can look up like the symbolism of a deer and then write down what came through. And then all of a sudden you'll start to have a personalized language, like a personalized universal language just for you that it makes it easier and Yeah, and it just can help keep you in alignment, and it can really help confirm certain things and lead you in ways that are for your soul's highest good at that time. So, alrighty. Well, with that, I think that about sums it up. Definitely let me know in the comments below if any of this resonates or if you have other like synchronicities or if, I'm sure I left some stuff out. So definitely let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, you can hit that like button. And if you would like to see more messages from me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is free, it doesn't cost anything. And I will see you on the next message. Bye.